What's up, agents? This is Ronan, Xbox One, bringing you today the Firecrest 1.8.3 build. New channel. I'm going to be setting up all my builds here that I've done in the last several years before Division 2, so you guys could, kind of check it out. If you do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, and even that little bell down there for the notifications, because I'm going to be uploading Division 1 and Division 2 content, as well as future games like maybe Anthem and Pantheon. I'm an avid MMORPG guy, so, just hit that like and subscribe. I'd super appreciate it. Anyways, let's get right into it. This is the Firecrest DPS tank build. Now we're going to go right into the talents first. This is meant for a group in PvP play. Obviously, you're going to want to run Adrenaline, because you are a Firecrest, and you're going to set a lot of people on fire. You don't always have the ability to, you're going to set yourself on fire once in a while. Plus, Adrenaline's good for PvP, obviously, because of the pred builds and the status effects and whatnot. Always run with strike, critical save, because critical save is always super duper important, because you hit that med kit and you get that great damage reduction. The last one is the combat medic. I like running with combat medic in a group. Now, obviously, you're going to want to switch this out and run precision, or that would up your DPS a little bit, because with precision, when you headshot one person for 10 seconds, you get what you have for a pulse. So you would get like 5 crit and maybe 15 crit hit damage for 10 seconds. Does that make sense? Little icon comes up, your DPS goes up, everything's cool. And on the move. So, long story short, you're going to want to switch out combat medic to precision or on the move if you're going to do PvE, okay? You're also going to want to switch out your weapon and have at least predatory on it, or have some sort of heal box. But again, this build right here is set for a group in PvP. You can still do PvE with it, but if you get into the harder content, you're going to need to actually adjust your fire so you can go ahead and build your character to survivability. Anyways, obviously you're going to want to run Wildfire. I like to run Wildfire with Firecrest, because if you set a dude on fire, you have a 30% chance somebody's near him in 10 meters. You're going to set that person on fire too. Okay, and it's all about the status effects. Now think about it in a group PvP, especially PvP Skirmish, Last Stand, Darkzone. You can set more than one person on fire, just like Pred does with the Bleed. So I think that's really cool. Now, I set this guy up with skills. Obviously, I want to run a booster shot. Now, I could run the med box, but I'm running the booster shot because it's quick. It gives me a 15% DPS up boost, plus it procs my weapon talent. Obviously, you're going to want to run a turret. Now, this turret will catch other people on fire. It's got range, it's got damage. It's not the thing, I don't have my electronics set to where it's going to melt somebody, but I have my electronics set to where it can have at least decent health, enough that where an agent looks at it and starts focusing on it, he's going to focus on it a little bit more than a normal turret would. You understand? So here we go. Going into the actual build, of course I'm going to run SIG link in case I need to, pop a link to get somebody up and or, save myself, right? So here we go. So this is the build. Nothing is rolled. Obviously I'm not sitting up against the sandbags, so my numbers aren't skewed. This is what base numbers look like. 343, 551, 119 we'll call it. Basically 4157 firearms, 8007 stamina, and 3965 electronics. Now, if I run PvE, I'm going to switch this mod here. See, I'm running skill haste mods, but I'm going to switch, I apologize. I'm going to switch this mod here for my electronics skill haste. The reason why I'm going to do that is because if you look at the 6-piece on Firecrest, which I'll go over here in a second, if you look at the 6-piece on Firecrest, for every 2,000 electronics, your enemy NPCs only will burn for 25% longer. So, I'll go ahead and switch out a little bit of stamina in PvE to get 4,000 electronics. Plus, it helps out my other, talents as well. Anyways, going to the guns, got the house with competent, deadly, and card counter. I'm running the loud vent break, the small grip, 19 crit hit dam, reload speed, magazine size, crit hit chance, rate of fire, and pro mod, 18 crit, 3 crit chance, and 6% headshot. So I'm also running the Bullfrog that's very close to that. It's almost the same thing. See, it's all about putting bullets in people anyways with the Firecrest, because you're just trying to catch them on fire, especially in PvP Skirmish, Darkzone mode. Because if you set somebody on fire in PvP and Skirmish, they're going to scurry around and panic. They're going to hit the medkit and run. You see what I mean? They always do it. They don't normally just sit there and face tank, you know what I mean? So, alright, so let's get up to the sandbags and I'll show you. Actually, let's go into my gear again. Everything, chest, rolled for skill haste, health, and ammo capacity, as well as the stamina. And then you got my mask, that's rolled for stamina, crit hit chance, and damage to elites. Obviously, I'd like to put burn in the damage to elite spot, but that's okay. I got one of those somewhere. I just do that. I have damage to elites on most of my stuff. Knee pads, perfect set for PvP. Stamina, crit hit dam, shock bleed burn, perfect. All optimized. Holsters got crit hit, everything's optimized. 1401. Gloves naturally are rolled for actual stamina. SMG, crit hit dam, crit hit chance. Got pretty lucky with these gloves because we already kind of rolled 2 of the 3 majors that I wanted. And of course you got the backpack that's rolled for firearms. Could be rolled for stamina. You can see I could roll either way. But it's 1401, fully optimized, crit hit dam, 17% bleed. Pretty good. Let's go to the character sheet. You can see here it's 45% crit. Now I'm missing a little bit of crit chance and a little bit of crit dam, but that's pretty good stats for a Firecrest DPS tank build, in my opinion. And of course I got the resistances. Here my skill haste is at 24%, if you notice that. So I put 9% on my chest, and then I'm gonna go back to my gear and show you all my mods are skill haste. See them? And all of them are electronics. Now, what that did for me is it not only helped my my turret with its health, with a little bit of skill, a little bit of electronics that I spent, but it also helped it with the lifetime and cooldown. Notice that I matched my electronics with my skill haste on my mods to put my lifetime and my cooldown of my turret at exactly the same time. It's just pretty cool. I think it's a good idea. Without actually having to spend a lot of time and points in electronics. You see what I mean? And you notice I'm pretty tanky. Let's get up to the sandbag and I'll show you. I got the card counter rolling right now.
Now leaving the safe area.
Just having a card counter on. I'm at 405, 551. It's pretty nice. Consider the fact that you set somebody on fire. 4-piece bonus of Firecrest. Whoops. Excuse me. 4-piece bonus of Firecrest does what? Well, you got grenades, you got turret and range and damage, but 4-piece you get 15% more damage to people who are on fire. So if they're not on, if they don't have a med kit and you're going up against another agent and they're on fire, you're going to get 15% damage for a half a second or a second before they realize that they're actually on fire and hit a med kit. You understand? So, the nice thing about the PvP as well is you get 2% chance to cause somebody to bleed. And that actually procs quite often. So when you get up and you start tanking somebody and face tanking, you get into that ADS portion of your fight, you set that dude on fire, he gonna stop shooting. He can't shoot because he's on fire. And even when he hits the medkit, there's a time period that you've disrupted his DPS, and now you're gonna gain DPS because he's on fire. This is why I love this build, because it's different than the metas that are out there. Okay, let me just show you real quick how often this actually fires. How often they actually catch on fire. And that 2% procs a lot more than you normally would see. So I'm just gonna dump a normal magazine like we're fired. Boom, on fire. Half my magazine. We're gonna do it again. Check this out. Happened that time. Yeah. Boom, on fire. Not even half the magazine, or just that. See if it does it again. See if it does it again. Of course not, right? Alright, love it. Now, let me show you the actual DPS. On my weapon, I got competent and deadly with the card counter, right? So, I get the booster shot. I'm gonna wait for that actually to come back through, the card counter. When I got my booster shot rolling, it procs competent. And when it procs competent and the card counter's actually on its face or the front or the back of the magazine, I'm at 20%. You know what I mean? So here we go. I'm gonna proc this. Boom. There's competent, there's booster, there's top of the card counter. Bam, 481, 596. Those are sweet. Now add 15% more to that, you're at 553k DPS in a Firecrest build with tankiness. So there you have it. You see the stats flipping around. That's a really good build, in my opinion. I would enjoy that a lot, and I do. So there you have it, folks. This is my Firecrest build. I think I've covered most of everything I wanted to talk about. If you have any questions, please like, subscribe. Check out my YouTube, Ronin Gaming, ROENYN. I'm on Xbox One. I'm going to be on PC because I'm going to play on both platforms when Division 2 comes out. I'm going to be putting all my builds up now, and then I'm going to be, obviously representing some content in Division 2. I appreciate all your time, and you guys, I will see you out in the field. Again, if you have any questions,